Well, I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds. What an absolute pleasure it is to be in this room with so many good people raising money for the Healthcare Foundation. Of course, I'm at the big raise here at the Jag Hotel in beautiful St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. And on that note, why don't you introduce yourself, tell us what you do.
Great to be here. My name is Neil Desai. I'm chair of Solace Power and ClearRisk, and I'm incredibly thrilled to be here at the big raise.
Okay, so chair of the board on two tech companies. Talk to me about the importance of technology, innovation, and stuff in healthcare. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I think we often talk about technology as a vertical, and I don't. I think technology is foundational to everything we're doing in our economy, in our public services. We need to get more efficiency in everything we do, whether you're in healthcare, or at ClearRisk in the risk business, or at Solace Power, powering businesses like the automotive sector and telecommunications. It's about efficiency, right? We've always tried, from the start of humankind, we've tried to become more efficient, the wheel. All we're talking about here is leveraging tools, leveraging human ingenuity for better outcomes. And I think especially in healthcare, where we're having a hard time getting people to do this work, and it's frankly very, very difficult work, we've got to leverage both hardware and software to become more efficient so we can serve more patients.
Neil, the way you talk about technology, it's almost like you're referring to it as a language that sort of crosses all sectors and so vitally important in healthcare.
Yeah, like most industries, I think tech sometimes tries to elbow at others saying, you got to come to me. And I think it's a very, very simple thing, to be honest. I think if you look at the most successful entrepreneurs, the folks that I've worked with, they were just solving a problem. They weren't out there to build software. They weren't out there to build hardware. They were at work and they saw an inefficiency and they believed they could correct it. Yeah, they're using sometimes technical things like software and hardware, but really it's about problem solving. And that's what I love, frankly, about Newfoundland and Labrador. I actually don't reside here, but I do a lot of business here. I find people extremely resilient among very tough conditions. This room is full of people who are resilient, who want a better province, a better country, and are solving that.
Yeah, it's a special place, Newfoundland and Labrador. What keeps drawing you here? What do you think the special sauce is here?
Yeah, so I would put it in a couple things. The resilience, and you need to be resilient as an entrepreneur, and I work with entrepreneurs in the technology field, again, across the spectrum. You have incredible educational institutions, and it's not just MUN. I think your vocational colleges like Kean and others are doing innovative things to get real skills in the heads and hands of young people so they can contribute to the local and national economy. But don't discount resilience. I think this is a tough place, and historically, you're a bit off on your own in Canada and often forgotten. I think that builds incredible entrepreneurs. When you're backed into a corner as an entrepreneur, that's when you really find out what you're about. And I see that here every time I'm out here.
And a bit of fun along the way, right? They raise money differently here. This is a fun event.
So I'll tell you, I bug a journalist friend of mine. I won't name her, but she wrote a piece about a Toronto charitable poker event that raised $40K, and I told her, you got to come out here. I heard they raised $300K last year, and I'm certain they're going to raise more at the big raise because people like Craig Rowe from ClearRisk and Craig Tucker from Kean have really brought the community together around healthcare this year, but causes over the last 15 years, I understand. And the community really comes together for great causes. And that's another thing I love about this place, that there is one community. We don't silo tech from our traditional industries like Fortis. It is one community here, and that's something we should celebrate.
And to look into the eyes of healthcare professionals that are receiving the benefits of types of events like this into robotics and into to tools that they will use every single day to save lives, it's a very impressive thing.
It absolutely is. My last entrepreneurial endeavor was in the business of modernizing policing, and a lot of the dollars in that industry go to officers. But really, we haven't increased our investment in how we amplify their inputs and their outcomes into society. And I think healthcare is very similar. That if you ask younger nurses, younger physicians, they want technology that's pushing boundaries so that they can serve their patients better every day. So if we're not investing in the cutting edge and giving them tooling, giving them new research when it comes to pharmaceuticals, we're not serving them well as a society.
An absolute pleasure to have you in the conversation. Thanks for being part of Newfoundland and Labrador and this wonderful event. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Have a great time.